Okay, police state alert time on the Simple Truth. 3 parts. First one is something you're never really going to see anywhere. This is a magazine that Sam Houston State University puts out. It's called Criminal Justice Mandate. Sam Houston is the university where they go to teach the cops how to be cops. And here is the headline of a recent issue. College faculty teach in China. Let me just read the first paragraph. This is obscene. A new international exchange program has opened the door for a promising flow of ideas between American scholars and Chinese law enforcement. Under a memorandum of understanding established between the College of Criminal Justice and the Zhejiang Police College in Hangzhou, China, many of our faculty will have the opportunity to teach and learn from Chinese officers in training. Why does an American college need to go over to the People's Republic of Communist China, a brutal dictatorship, a police state par excellence, and learn from them? Bad news. Shouldn't be happening. Okay, when the protester approaches your tank, you run over him. Whatever. All right. Second part of Police State Alert. This is from the American Statesman on the 3rd of July. Front page news. FBI may use race and terror profiling. However, it's more than that. This is by Laura Jakes Jordan of the Associated Press. The Justice Department is considering letting the FBI investigate Americans without any evidence of wrongdoing. The Justice Department is considering letting the FBI investigate Americans without any evidence of wrongdoing. Currently, FBI agents need specific reasons, such as evidence or allegations that a law probably has been violated, to investigate U.S. citizens and legal residents. Yeah, constitutional stuff, The new policy is different, though. You see, it's going to be called data mining. And among the factors, I'm not making this up, among the factors that would make someone subject to an investigation is access to weapons. Well, that just dumps about half of America in there, y'all. Y'all are going to be terrorists and criminals right there. You got access to weapons? Hey, we can investigate you. The FBI would be allowed to begin investigations simply by, quote, assuming that everyone's a suspect, and then you weed out the innocent, end quote, said Carolyn Fredrickson of the American Civil Liberties Union. I don't like the ACLU, but she's got a point. That's bad. That is really bad, ladies and gentlemen. The Justice Department wants the FBI to investigate Americans without any evidence of wrongdoing. Great. Now, third part of Police State Alert is local and national in nature. What I want to do is I want to play a clip from KXAN News the other day of their story on our police chief, Art Acevedo, and his desire to turn his cops into vampires. All unconstitutional, all illegal. But, hey, they want to do it because the feds have money. So go ahead and play this clip, and then we'll comment on it.
You might just get stuck with a needle instead. Hello again, I'm Robert Hadlock.
Good evening, I'm Michelle Valles. Chief Art Acevedo is hoping to start a program this year with a federal grant. It would train his DWI officers to take you to jail and get a search warrant for your blood. It's our top story tonight. KXAN's Matt Fleener is live along I-35 tonight with more on the chief's proposal. Matt?
Well, Michelle, say you're pulled over on the side of the highway. A cop pulls you out of your car. You can refuse a breathalyzer test all you want. The cop right now can take you to jail to get a search warrant for your blood. But what may change in the future is that officer himself doing the blood test.
Your call has been updated.
Say you've had too much to drink, or maybe not even a drop. If an officer thinks you've had one too many, Police Chief Art Acevedo says they should have the ability to draw your blood.
My intent is in the future to make it where there's no such thing as refusal. You can refuse all you want, but we're going to aggressively seek search warrants.
The search warrant will give an officer the right to stick a needle in your arm to get a blood alcohol level, replacing the job of a jail nurse.
It's about saving money for the taxpayer. If I have an officer that's involved in a case, they're already going to be going to court. Come to find out, the defense attorneys around here are telling people don't give a test.
Folks that exercise their right shouldn't be afraid that by doing so, that Bubba police officer may stick them in the arm.
One defense attorney says police officers shouldn't play nurses well.
The officer's going to have liability if they don't do it right. The city's going to have liability if they don't do it right. In today's times of hepatitis and AIDS and everything else, police officers don't want to be out sticking needles in people.
If I could snap my fingers tomorrow and say, hey, give me 4 to 5 nurses on my staff, I'd be more than happy. But the problem is that it's not going to work.
Instead, Acevedo said he's got a whole fleet of workers ready to train.
Probably as many as I can get the federal government to train for me.
Now, a couple of notes here. The Austin Police Association president learned about this proposal today from us. He said he did not want to comment until he talks more to Chief Art Acevedo. And the chief said he would also not ask for taxpayer money specifically from Austin, but instead rely on a federal grant. We're live along I-35 tonight. Matt Fleener, KXAN Austin News.
Okay, how about that? See Kyle, everybody. Now let's talk about some of the reaction to it. This is an article posted on Infowars.com the other day, written by somebody named POTUS, whatever that stands for. Austin, it's time to rise up. It's time to get mad and put the Austin Police Department in their place. They are now planning to pull you over, and if they suspect you've been drinking, the police will stick a needle in your arm and take your blood without a warrant. Now, the other thing said with a warrant, so there's a little ambiguity there. You cannot refuse, and they will do this by force. If you resist, you will be tasered and held down against your will while they remove a sample. And here's that quote again from Art Acevedo. My intent in the future is to make it so that there is no such thing as a refusal. We have faith. I'm sorry. No, that's not the quote. My intent in the future is to make it so that there is no such thing as a refusal. You can refuse all you want, but we're going to aggressively seek search warrants, end quote. The policy, which violates basic human rights and the Constitution, is being handed down from the federal government, not the state of Texas, and it's just the beginning. Today it's your blood, tomorrow it's the rest of your dignity, and finally you realize that you basically have the rights of a slave, which are listed below. And, of course, there's nothing below because you don't have any rights as a slave. Think about it. The Nazis were not even near this level of police invasion. So there you have one take on it. Another one from prisonplanet.com. Paul Joseph Watson wrote this one. Texas lawyer takes on bloodthirsty cops. The prospect of cops forcibly jamming a needle into your arm and taking a blood sample on the side of a highway in suspected DWI cases is perhaps the most egregious portent of a police state America in history. But one Texas lawyer has taken a stand to denounce the program as completely illegal. Law enforcement programs in Texas, Ohio, and other areas have trained cops to pull suspected drunk drivers over and forcibly extract blood, even against their will, a form of legalized police brutality that outstrips anything in Soviet Russia or communist China. Dallas lawyer Avery McDaniel told CBS 11 News, quote, if an officer believes that you're intoxicated and you refuse, they will get a search warrant and they will physically hold you down and take your blood, end quote. What if someone is diabetic or if the person's on blood thinners? They're not prepared or trained if something goes wrong. So then Paul Joseph Watson says, the central core opposition to this nightmare should be that the program is completely anathema to any notion of a free society, due process, and the right to be treated as innocent until proven guilty. Now there's a